Good morning, Daddy. Can you say hi to Dada? Say Dada. He's looking for you. Do you see the kitty? Did you get to play with your toy this morning? Say I love you. I love you. Ah! I love you, babe. Alright, say bye-bye. Noble. Noble. Stop looking at the kitty and look at Mommy. Noble. Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday. Noble and I survived last night. It was fine. My mother-in-law came over and helped with the guest room some, so that was nice. And then she left, I would say probably around 8, and I pumped from like 8:30 to 9:30, and then I went to bed. So I have a little bit more stuff to get done, like I have to finish folding laundry and do the dishes and those kind of things tonight. And I slept really well, and for some reason I forgot to set my early alarms. So luckily, I kind of woke up out of habit, at 5:40. I had an alarm set for 6, so I wouldn't have really woken up too late. But I wanted to get up at 4:35 so that I could do the dishes this morning and really make sure I had time to pump and stuff, because sometimes Noble's been waking up kind of, early, around 6:15 instead of 6:45, 7-ish. So, but he did wake up early today, which was nice, and I got everything done, and I'm headed to daycare only 5 minutes after Daddy normally goes. So I'm quite proud of myself. Granted, I haven't eaten breakfast, so I'm going to stop and get breakfast on the way to work. But I fed Noble breakfast. So, it was just kind of one of those toss-ups of I was doing so great. I was like, I can just have a granola bar, and then I'll be good for the day. Does that help? Kind of. I'll be good for a little bit, and I can get some real breakfast on the way. So, we took a little video, and we said good morning to Daddy and emailed it to him. We haven't quite figured out how, when we're away, I'm going to get video to him to do the vlogs, and he's a little bit behind because we haven't had internet at the house, which I need to call about today. So I've been emailing little snippets to him so that he could see Noble, because Noble yesterday decided that he wanted to attempt to crawl, and he really got both knees under him and did a little itty bitty scooch. I wouldn't consider it a real crawl, but he's definitely on the way. So I will catch you guys later. I'm taking him to daycare, and then I'm going, I think, to Chick-fil-A, getting some breakfast, and then I have some kids to go see. So I will talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so Josh called this morning, which was nice. I got to talk to him on the way to Noble's daycare, and then when we got to daycare, we got to Skype. Don't we love modern technology, and how my parents overseas can watch the vlogs and see what we're doing with our daily life, and then at the same time, Josh is in Canada, and we can see him, and he can see us and talk. And I remember when I used to call overseas when we lived back in the States, and my best friend lived in Uzbekistan. I had to use a phone card, a calling card, and then one time we went to Seattle for, I think it was our first Valentine's together, actually, and my mom and dad and I. No, maybe it was our second. Either way, we went to Seattle. After 1/4 mile. And they gave me a calling card so that I could call Joshua. Of course, I got there, and the guy who bought our plane tickets so that we'd come see him was like, "Oh, I would have bought him a plane ticket." And I was like, "Really?" Because I was kind of bored, because it was a much older gentleman who was really sweet and really nice, but there just wasn't anything for me to do. And I don't require a lot to find stuff to do, but it wasn't like we lived in the city. But then we hooked up with a lady who used to live in Uzbekistan, see it all put back together. And so I hung out with her and her new husband. And so that was nice, because then I really got to go, like, walk around downtown Seattle. And he actually worked for Microsoft and would have these huge Xbox playing parties at work, because he worked in that part of Microsoft. So, anyway, huge sidetrack. But technology. Isn't it just awesome? So, yeah. So, I'm getting ready to go into my next center, and then, or my first center, and then, we'll be headed to an elementary school to get paperwork done and to see a new kid that I haven't seen yet. That shall be a little interesting. And to see my little kindergartners that are so cute. So yeah, I'm a little nervous about having a first grader just because I don't really do a lot with first grade. Kindergarten, I knew roughly what kindergartners did. And then I've really picked up a lot on what kindergartners did, because my degree is technically, yes, through age 6, but it doesn't focus on that 5 to 6 year at all, really. It focuses just on the preschool aspect of it, and, you know, if your child stays in the preschool program because they're not old enough to go, you know, like if they turn, but even then, you don't really get 6-year-olds in preschool, do you? I'm trying to think, because you can stay when you're like 5, if you're not 5 yet. Sometimes you can tweak it so that you can stay, depending on what's going on. But for the most part, you know, you don't get that 6-year-old. And if you do get that 6-year-old, it's because they're at like a 4 or 5-year-old level, obviously, if you're trying to make it so they don't go to kindergarten. So anyway, new aspect for me, although he really won't be on my caseload that long because he's got to go to eligibility. The team's got to meet, and 5 weeks of school left. Tomorrow I can say 4, but today I'll have to still say 5 because it's only Tuesday. Hey guys, so work's done, and I have kind of bumming news. I found out, I recounted, and when I counted how many weeks were left, I miscounted. So if you don't include this week, as in this week has already passed, then 5 weeks left. Including this week, since this week is only Tuesday, technically 6 weeks left. So tomorrow at noon, I can say 5 weeks left. So kind of a bummer, but not too big of a bummer. At least I was only off by like that week. You know, not too horrible. So good news and bad news. You know, almost 5 weeks till Christmas. Haha. Till New Year's. I can't think straight. 5 weeks until school lets out. I was thinking Christmas and New Year because somehow my mind got to going overseas. I don't really know. So, Josh is in Canada, and I got to talk to him this afternoon, and that was really nice to be able to talk to him. He was putting a bunch of video on his computer to kind of see what he had and what he didn't have. So, but we talked about some crazy stuff that happened at work today, like glass out of a door getting broken. And then a bummer what happened to a little boy that I know. I mean, nothing like life-threatening bad or family bad or anything like that. Just behavior-wise. And a lack of support, we will say. So, I try not to go too in-depth for work because you never quite know who's going to watch what we put up on YouTube. And so I don't like to bash my county or city, actually, or, you know, things like that. I think they're crazy, and I think things are crazy sometimes, but that's going to happen anywhere. So that's kind of why I don't really go into depth about my work. Plus, there's all these confidentiality laws and all sorts of things. So you don't really get to hear about it. Sorry. But I love my job. I did get to meet the social worker for the intake team today. He was at one of the centers I was at. And he was asking me some things. He was like, so how many centers do you go to? And so I was telling him, and he was like, wow, that's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, it is a lot. And I wanted to think, and when you write that I need to be somewhere for 3 hours, you add that to my day. But I didn't. I was nice. He was kind of a hippie-looking guy. But my little man was kind of cute. He was really cute. All of them are really cute. I think they're all cute. But anyway, so I'm on my way to pick up Noble, and then it's back to the house for dishes and laundry. Oh, joy. You see my smile? Dishes and laundry. I'm just loving that. No. They're not my favorite things to do. I don't mind washing clothes, but the idea of like having to fold them and put them away, like, I don't like to just pile them, but I can live with it, if that makes sense. So, but out of kindness for Joshua, who can't live with the fact that they could just be a pile, he likes me to fold them, so I do. But yeah, my closet could just be a pile of like shirts, and then a pile of pants, and like a pile of everything else. And I would get frustrated at times, but I would totally live with it. As long as it was in my closet and they were in like the piles. The joke is that a dresser for me is just like a place for clothes to like lay in. I used to never fold them. Like I would just like throw my shirts in the drawer, and it was like in the t-shirt drawer, and it was cool. So now I fold them, and then occasionally my drawers get unfolded, and then I go back and fold them. You know, the little perks of having to be an adult. You actually have to fold your clothes. Because I know it used to drive my mom crazy. That I would just end up with clothes all over the place, and I knew exactly where each piece of clothing was and if it was clean or dirty. So, in fact, it was actually kind of funny when we lived overseas. I didn't like doing laundry. Obviously, I don't like doing laundry, and so I just pretended like I didn't know how to do it. And we actually have, we call him a housekeeper, but there they come like 2 to 3 days a week, and it's really just supporting the locals who are Christians, is pretty much what you're doing. And so she came and she cleans the house, and she actually does laundry and stuff like that. But she was doing that, and so she would do my laundry, or my mom would do my laundry, and I just didn't let anyone know that I actually knew how to do laundry. And so when we moved back to the States, I was doing laundry one night because my mom hadn't done my laundry in a while, and I kind of needed laundry. And so I did it while she was out for the evening. Well, then she came back early, and she was like, "Did you do laundry?" And I was like, "Maybe." And she was like, "You can do your own laundry from now on." And I was like, "Oh man, busted." So since that day, I have done my own laundry. But, you know, not a horrible thing. But anyway, so there's my little side laundry story. Noble will know how to do laundry. But side note, my dad never does laundry. Let me just tell you. He doesn't do laundry, and he doesn't fold it. Occasionally, he'll put his clothes in the washing machine. Like, if Mom and I didn't get to them, he would do them. Or if she was out of town, I guess he kind of did them. I would end up doing some. Either way, it's kind of funny that that's like, my parents aren't all about like his jobs and her jobs, and you know, my mom cooks and my dad doesn't. No, they both do all that except for laundry. My mom does the laundry, and it's just kind of how it is. It's kind of funny because Josh and I, we both do the laundry. More often than not, I put it through the wash machine now, because we have a front loader, and I had to figure it out and then show him how to figure it out, and he just hasn't had that time. Plus, it's quick now. Our wash machine will wash a complete load in 40 minutes, and our dryer will dry a complete load in 50 minutes. Isn't that awesome? So awesome. I love it because it's quick. The beauty of our house, which I love our house. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to see if there's actually music on the radio, because every time I got in the radio in the car today, there's been talking and commercials and commercials and commercials on the radio. And it was like this morning they played one song and then commercials came on, and then they talked and then they played one song and then commercials came on. And I was like, I'm not listening to like a morning talk show. I'm listening to the radio for music. Come on now. And I love my Mazda 5, but it doesn't have like an input for my iPod. And my favorite thing about the neon was when we put the radio in, it actually had the top, like the headphone jack. So I would like drive down to Hampton and I would put my phone on Pandora and I was listening to Pandora all the way to my grandmother's house. And it was like the best because it was commercial-free radio that was like what I liked. Sadly, I can't do that anymore. Unless I didn't have it on the radio and I just listened to it through the speaker of my phone, which I could possibly do. But anyway, that was a huge, another side note. So you've gotten a lot of side notes today. Sorry. But anyway, I'm getting to Nibble daycare, so I will talk to you guys later.